Whatever Ibrahim Traore is doing, that is a big, clear sacrifice. It is a sacrifice because that young man can decide to tell France, now, can you come back to my country? At the end of the day, France are going to keep himself. He's going to be a servant. France are going to be masters. When they are going to be masters, definitely there is something they are going to give him and tell him, bro, take this, put in your pocket. But he has sacrificed that. He said, no, I don't want to take this. I don't want to take your money. I don't want to take something you want to give me. You know what I want? I want to satisfy my people. I want to impress my people. I want to fight for the people of Burkina Faso, for the people of the country. That is what I want. I don't want your money that you're going to give me. I know if I join hands with you, definitely you're going to take care of my issues. You're going to take care of my matters. You're going to work with me. You're going to give me everything I want. You're going to protect me. You're going to protect my pockets. But he has sacrificed all that. He said, no, I don't want this. I want to take care of the people of Burkina Faso. A luta continua. The struggle still continues. As Africans, as black person, as black sister and brother, as a black country, we need to know that we are still on the struggle. And this struggle has to continue until we get hold of what we want. Freedom is our priority. We have to get to a point when we are living comfortably. We are living freely, where nobody is regulating us of doing anything, where nobody is giving us rules, and where nobody is directing us on what to do and what not to do in our own countries, in our own continent, in our own land. That is our X, and a time is coming when that will change if we are going to join hands together and unite together, making sure that all these things are going to happen like the same way Ibrahim Traore is doing, like the same way all those other people, the Pan-Africanists, are doing. That is what we are supposed to do. All of us Pan-Africanists who are out there, and every black person who is out there, and you want to see your country, or rather you want to see the land of Africa one day being a free land, that is what you need to do. Welcome back again. Welcome Africa. Welcome Namibia. Welcome Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya. Welcome Zimbabwe. Welcome Cameroon, Comoros. Welcome Eritrea. Welcome Burkina Faso. Welcome Mali, Niger. Welcome Nigeria, Ghana. Every African country that is watching me today. I'm shooting this video at around 2 in the evening here in Kenya, and I want to welcome you all to this video. Now, right away, I want you to watch this video that I'm about to put it for you. And before you watch this video, I want to tell you something. Africa and whatever we are experiencing in Africa today, it is something that started a long time ago. I've talked about that before, and I will talk about it again. So it is something that started a long time ago, and we have been under the leadership of a white man for quite some time. We've been under the struggles and the sufferings of a white man for quite some time. We've been held in captivity. We've been given directions. We've been given regulations. We've been given rules. We've been working and surviving under the rules of a white man for quite some time. And a time has come when we are saying no to all this, because we cannot continue being oppressed in our own land. We cannot continue being ruled, okay, and living under the regulations of a white man on our own land. When the same people who are oppressing us, they have got their own land, they have got their own home where they can oppress their own people, okay? Someone does not need to come to your home and make you go through hard time, or rather make you suffer in your own house, in your own home. When you are there and you are not dead, you can remove a voice and say no to this, okay? So that is what we are doing, and that is what we want, okay? So Africa and the land of Africa, we have been through this for quite some time. These are the things that have been eating us day and night. Every time, these are the things that have been eating us. And a time has come when we have to say no. But the question is, how are we going to do this? Because number one, Africa is a great continent, and Africa is having leaders who are incompetent, leaders who are greedy, leaders who want to eat the money of the people, leaders who want to go and borrow money to the IMF, and this money they are borrowing, they go and put in their banks. This money they are borrowing, when they go to borrow this money, they borrow this money in the name of we are coming to develop African countries. The video I did previously, go and look at that video. I mentioned the top 10 countries that are owing a IMF, okay, and the number one country was I think it was Egypt, followed by Angola and then Kenya. Those were the third number, the top three countries, okay. And I told you that these countries, when they go to borrow money, okay, when they are going there in the name of we are going to borrow a certain kind of money, or rather a certain number of money, so that we can be able to develop countries, okay. But at the end of the day, the money they are borrowing, it's not doing any development in any country, because your country is leading in debt from the IMF, but the same country is still at the same spot. It's not moving at all. It has been there, it has been stuck there for quite some time. No movement, no development, no progression, no advancements. It is still there. So the question remains, when this money is borrowed, where is this money going? Where is this kind of a money going? And therefore, I said, we need leaders in this country. I'm saying today, I didn't say this in the previous video, but I'm saying it today. We need leaders in this country who are going to sacrifice taking something in the, like, because, you know, this is something they are used to, and it is something they love doing. They want to keep on doing it all the times and all the moments. They want to keep on taking money and putting it in their pockets, or rather taking this money and making it for themselves, okay? And so we need leaders who are going to sacrifice this greediness, because for you to be able to stop this kind of greediness, it's a sacrifice. It takes someone who will sacrifice himself, or sacrifice, like, you just have to sacrifice, because we know it is something you're used to. You as a leader, we know by you taking this money, it is something you're used to, and you stopping that is going to be very difficult. It only takes a sacrifice for you to stop it, okay? Make it an action of sacrifice for you to stop it. Those are the kind of leaders that we want, okay? We know by these leaders are having ties with the white supremacy. It is something they are used to, because by having ties with the white supremacy, there is something they are getting. Number one, their interests are protected. Number two, their pockets are filled. Number three, their things, or maybe the things they do, they protect their wealth and all those things, and their wealth keeps on adding all the times. So someone feels like, if I cut tie with a white supremacy, I'm going to lose a lot of things, okay? And therefore, you would rather let your people suffer than cutting ties with the white supremacy. That is what people think, and that is what these leaders have in mind. So they say, I would rather let my people suffer, because if I cut ties with these people, where am I going to get money? My wealth is not going to be protected anymore. My interests are not going to be taken care of anymore, okay? I'll be poor, or rather I'll not get anything. I'll not get the wealth that I am getting. So they'd rather stop not cutting ties. Okay, they would rather keep connecting ties with the white supremacy than helping the people who voted for them into the government, okay? And therefore, I say, it only takes a sacrifice for these people, or rather, it only takes a sacrifice for a leader who will cut ties with the white supremacy, okay? And this today's video, and the video that I want you to watch, I made this video because I wanted you guys to see, and you guys to see and to understand the sacrifice, the biggest sacrifice that Ibrahim Traore has made all over the years since the time he stepped into the government in Burkina Faso. He has made a very huge sacrifice. Everything he has done, it is a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice, because it's not easy. Every leader who steps into the government, every politician who steps into the government, the first thing that comes into their mind, now, how am I going to make money? How am I going to make myself rich? How am I going to make myself a huge? How am I going to grow myself, okay? Using the money, the public money. That is the first thing that comes into their mind. And sometimes they feel like even the public money is not enough to them. So what do? They go to the World Bank and the IMF to borrow more money so they can have more and more money, okay? And so, how are we going to stop this? Number one, we need to make some sacrifices that when we look at them, we feel like these sacrifices are difficult. These sacrifices are not easy, okay? That is the first thing I wanted you to see and watch. Number two, I want you, when you're watching this video, I was addressing the politicians, the corrupt politicians who does not care about their people anymore, corrupt politicians who think that life now, that life is not important, corrupt politicians who feel like the people that they are leading are not humans, they are just things or rather stones. Okay. I was addressing corrupt politicians who think that this world contains them alone. It does not contain other people. These corrupt politicians are the politicians who have made Africa to be where it is today. These corrupt politicians are the politicians who have made the land overtaken this way, who have made us stayed into slavery for all these times. Because they are corrupt, they need money all the times. They are greedy, they need money all the times. And because they need money all the times, what do? They run to the white supremacy. They run to those people. They go there. They want to work with them. At the end of the day, the countries they are leading are the countries that suffers the most. They are the countries that suffers the most. And see where we are today. See where we have found ourselves today. See what is eating us up today. See our life today. We are struggling to untie ourselves from the ties that these people would have helped us untie ourselves a long time ago. We are in captivity. We are held in captivity. We are struggling to get the freedom that these people would have helped us get that freedom a long time ago. But because they are greedy, because they are corrupt, we are looking the way we are looking today. That's the message for the corrupt politicians. The other one is a message to those leaders who are who don't understand what they're supposed to do, who don't know what they're supposed to do. What you need to do is to take a sacrifice. We know it's not easy, but we are doing this for the children's who will come. We are doing this for our children's who will come and live in this motherland when we are no more. Sacrifice is what matters. Let's go to the video. Africa is our land. There is no need we would be calling Africa our land, and 70% of the land is in Africa is being owned by an unknown person. Only 30% is what we are owning, and we call Africa has made them to stay far behind. And you know, when we're talking about corruption, we are talking about greedy. Because only by being greedy is when it will be very easy for you to start participating in corruption, or rather to start doing corruption. It is when you are greedy, you want more. Whatever you're being paid as a salary when you are a president or when you're a minister in a certain country, you feel like this is not enough. I need to harvest more.
These presidents or leaders, they have a lot of wealth. For
yes,
example,
exactly.
You may find a president of Nigeria have 10 jets.
Yes.
Why do you think these people are adding more and more, and yet they are aging, they will die?
Greedy. I need more. This is not enough for me. This is not enough. I need more. Someone wants to harvest money, or rather to harvest resources that can be able maybe to take care of his family, his children's the generation to come. He wants to build a name. A name is already there, but they still feel they're just greedy. These are people who do not even, they're not even kind. They're not generous. They don't care about other people. They don't care about the lives of other people. If you are in that country, in that particular country, whether you live, whether you die, it is none of their business. And that is why when the Gen Zs were fighting, like for example here in Kenya, they were being killed mercilessly and carelessly because a leader or a politician does not want to, he doesn't care. He cares about himself.
Do you think it can change?
Changing, it can change, but it takes sacrifice. Where are the people who are willing to make a change? How many Ibrahim Traores do we have in Africa?
Which are the kind of sacrifices that the people of Africa, or the youths, or Africa at large, or black African diaspora must do so that we can achieve this change?
Let me tell you something. There's only one sacrifice we can make. Only one sacrifice that we need. Let's take an example of Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore whatever he's making, whatever he has made, he's doing, is something that is very difficult for any other person to do here in Africa. That is why you'd find out we have many presidents in Africa, but a few of them are supporting Ibrahim Traore. Not even 10%, maybe 5%. But the 95%, they still want to be puppets. Whatever Ibrahim Traore is doing, that is a big, clear sacrifice. It is a sacrifice because that young man can decide to tell France, now, can you come back to my country? At the end of the day, France are going to keep himself. He's going to be a servant. France are going to be masters. When they are going to be masters, definitely there is something they are going to give him and tell him, bro, take this, put in your pocket. But he has sacrificed that. He said, no, I don't want to take this. I don't want to take your money. I don't want to take something you want to give me. You know what I want? I want to satisfy my people. I want to impress my people. I want to fight for the people of Burkina Faso, for the people of the country. That is what I want. I don't want your money that you're going to give me. I know if I join hands with you, definitely you're going to take care of my issues. You're going to take care of my matters. You're going to work with me. You're going to give me everything I want. You're going to protect me. You're going to protect my pockets. But he has sacrificed all that. He said, no, I don't want this. I want to take care of the people of Burkina Faso, the people of my country. The Burkinabe people are my first priority. That is a sacrifice. If it's not a sacrifice, why is it that presidents like President William Ruto is not doing that? Why can't he cut ties with the US? Why is it that president like Tinubu cannot do that? It's a sacrifice. And that is the only biggest sacrifice we need to make. Because right now, these presidents who are actually or rather they are joining hands with the white people, with the white supremacy, they are getting something. And that is why they don't want to cut ties. Some will say they fear. Because when I was shooting, when I posted a video in my channel, the African Streamline, I saw a comment when someone was telling me, maybe these presidents, or rather maybe these leaders, they fear cutting ties with the white people, with the white supremacy, because they fear being killed. But we're talking about sacrifice here. Ibrahim Traore, whatever Ibrahim Traore is doing, we know it's risky. We know it is very risky. There is a video I've just posted in African Streamline. It is risky, but you see that video, Ibrahim Traore, there are some kind of threats that have been sent to him. But the guy is still doing what is right for the people. That is a clear sacrifice. And I'm telling you, Kenyan Beast, that is the only sacrifice we can make. Cutting ties with the white people and saying no to their rules and guidelines. Saying no to their humiliation. Because the land belongs to us. Why is it that the land belongs to us, but the people who are ruling the land are the people from the foreign countries? But the land belongs to us, but people who are ruling are the people from the foreign continent. It is something that it's something that if we have to change it, we have to cut ties with the white supremacy. We have to say no to whatever they are giving to us and decide to move forward. We say that this is the way we want to take. I know you are giving me something. I know you're taking care of my interest. I know you're taking care of my pocket. But I want to say no to it so I can be able to satisfy my people a little bit. Even if I'm going to die after a short time. But after I am dead, what will people say about me? What the people I'm going to leave behind? Are they going to talk positive about me? Or am I going to die and leave them talking negative about me?
Yeah.
So cutting ties with them and deciding I'm not going to take something that they're giving me. It's a sacrifice.
Okay.
Because we know you are already used to it.
Okay.
You are already used to being given something and being told, now we want to do this, do this, do this. They give you something, they take something that is valuable, not even compared to what they have given to you. And you feel good.
You are like you are being you give out slaves.
Yes.
You are being given a mirror.
Exactly. Okay. So they give you something small, you give them something big, and you keep quiet. Okay. Keep quiet. So people are crying, but you are good. Your family is good. Your people, you from your generation, like people from your generation, like people from your family, your generation, they are good. They are living well. But other people outside there, they are crying. You feel good. You're okay. You're already used to it. Sacrifice. Say no to it. A time is now. And if it's not now, it's never. Okay?
I know you have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I don't want you to say all of them here because you have a YouTube channel called African Streamline. I want people to go there and look at your stories. You have amazing commentary. You have amazing message to the people.
Yeah.
But before we end the video, I want you, what is your message to these African corrupt leaders? Look at the camera. I want to talk to them. What is your message to them?
This is my message to African leaders who are corrupt. And I'm not talking to African leaders. I'm talking to African politicians. As I've told you, when you are a leader, you cannot be corrupt. When you are a leader, you're going to love your people. When you are a leader, issues of your country, matters of your country will be your first priority. Not by only talking, but by acting. Because we have politicians who talk so much. They talk too much. They speak too much. They have a loud voice. They give us everything by mouth, by the word of mouth. When they're on the campaigns, they speak by the word of mouth. We sometimes tend to believe them and say, you know what? This is the leader we want to go with. But when it comes to a point of acting, they do nothing. If you are a leader, you cannot be corrupt. You cannot see people crying and you keep quiet. You cannot see children suffering and you stay quiet. Anytime you will see a child suffering or rather crying, you will take an action of wanting to know what is the problem. If you see a parent somewhere sleeping outside, crying because he cannot have something to feed children. If you see children who are not going to school because they don't have school fees. If you see children who are sleeping on the street because they have nothing to do, they have nowhere to go, those will be your first priority. That is when you are a leader. And so taking this opportunity, not to address leaders, but to address politicians. Two politicians who are corrupt. Two politicians who are sinking Africa. Two politicians who are killing our motherland. Who are selling us out. Who have decided you're going to take care of your own pockets and your families and your generations. But you fail to see. You're giving a blind eye to people who are crying outside here every day. You're giving a blind eye to people who voted for you into the government. You pretend it's like you're not listening to them. You politicians, you are the one I am addressing. A time to change is now. Because a young generation has woken up. And this is a moment where you don't have to lie to us anymore. Because we want a change. We are tired of doing things in any way. We are tired of being led like slaves. We are tired of being carried as people who don't have value. When we are in the land that is rich, in the land that is resourceful, in the land that has every wealth on the earth, two politicians who have decided that you cannot take care of your people. You want to satisfy the master. The master tells you go left, you go left. When the master tells you go right, you go right. You don't care about other people. You don't care about the people who voted for you into the government. You have forgotten that you are a servant to the people, and the people who voted for you are your boss. You have forgotten that you need to listen to the people of your nation. You are listening to a foreign person because there is something he's giving to you. I want to tell you, a time is coming when you will be no more in this world. But ask yourself, when you are finally gone, what will people say about you? What is the picture you're going to leave behind after you are gone? What are the things that people are going to say about you after you're gone? This is the time to change. This is the time to fight for your motherland. Someone is coming to your land, taking what belongs to you. He goes with it to his land. He's making that thing, turning it into a very huge wealth. And then at the end of the day, you are the person who is going to kneel down to that person for help. When you had that help in your own nation, in your own country, in your own land, but you are not able to use it simply because you are greedy to get something that is already made. You didn't want to make it yourself. You greedy people, you greedy politicians, you corrupt politicians, a time to change is today. Start focusing on the issues of people who voted for you into the government. Start focusing on issues of those children who are crying on the street, who are sleeping on the street. They're sleeping on the cold at night. Start focusing on the issues of that mother who is crying because he cannot be able to feed children, because he cannot be able to take children to school. Start focusing on the issues of people. Stop corruption. We have leaders who have woken up. Leaders like Ibrahim Traore, they are fighting for the issues of the people of Africa. Instead of you joining them hands, joining them and giving them a hand of help, you just want to continue being a puppet. You just want to continue being led, being manipulated. For God's sake, you corrupt leaders, let us have a change. Let us make a difference. It is now or never. I want to thank every other leader, the likes of Ibrahim Traore and all those leaders. I saw the other person from the other general leader from Gabon,
from Mali,
from Niger, and all those who are coming up, those who are waking up. I want to thank you so much. You are our heroes. You are our kings, and we are going to talk about you. We shall not get tired talking about you. We shall wake up in the morning, we talk about you. Okay. Before we sleep, we shall talk about you. At the middle of the night, we shall wake up and set a camera and put a microphone and begin talking about you.
Creating
because
awareness.
Every people, even children, they need to have to be aware of you people, because you are fighting for our motherland, because we have been under colonization, we have been under manipulation for so long. A time has come when we have to say no to all this manipulation.
Wow.
Because Africa is our land. Okay. There is no need we would be calling Africa our land, and 70% of the land is in Africa is being owned by an unknown person.
Yeah.
Only 30% is what we are owning, and we call Africa our motherland.
Okay.
You do whatever you want to do. If they're going to send threats to us, we are ready to receive the threats. But at the end of the day, we have to fight to liberate Africa, because Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns us. Those who have ears, I hope they have heard. Those leaders who want to listen, let them listen to that. Those leaders who think that Africa belongs to them alone and not other people, they should listen to that. Because a time has come when change has to prevail. When we have to take a change. If we want to liberate our country, if we want to liberate Africa, a time has come when we have to make sacrifices. A time has come when we have to listen to the people who voted for us into government. For people who employed us. Because when you are a leader, you are an employee, and your employer is the people you are leading. That is one thing we should know. We are very angry, but we pray that one day a change will come. And we pray that you people may help us to get a change that we want to get. Africa is home. Africa is our motherland. Africa is our place. And Africa will stand to be Africa forever. A land for a black man. A land for a black woman. A land for a black kid. And every black man, every black woman, every black kid in this country, they need to live peacefully. They need to live with peace. They need to live with freedom in this country. Africa is our home. Africa ni nyumbani. And everything that concerns Africa concerns us as Africans. I salute you all so much, all the Pan-Africanists out there, the likes of Ibrahim Traore and many other Pan-Africanists who are out there, Dr. Arikana and many others, Joshua Maponga, and all those who are fighting to see the freedom of Africa. I salute you so much. Africa ni nyumbani, Africa is home, and whatever concerns Africa concerns us as black people, as Africans, as black sister, and as black brother, and as black kid. Adios, adios. Peace be with you all.